everyone, and welcome back to another round of Mom Q&A with Mama's Uncut, where we talk about motherhood, parenting, relationships, and so much more based off of the anonymous questions you send in to us. Again, we got Lisa and Mindy. Hey, guys.
Morning.
You guys ready to answer some questions?
Absolutely.
All right, let's get to it. I have been with my husband for 12 years and married for 10. We share 3 children together. When I first got with him, I wasn't really sure if he liked me or if he was with me because we became pregnant the first time we had sex. Throughout most of our marriage, I would always catch him texting other women, and I would ask him, and he would always tell me that he was just messing around on text with them because he thought it was one of his friends playing a joke on him. I found out that he received oral sex from one of them and he kissed the other 2 he was texting. We worked things out. He changed his phone number, and as far as I knew, I thought everything was fine. Fast forward 10 years later, I don't know if he actually loves me, but I sure don't feel it. The only time I get a hug or a small kiss on the lip is when he leaves to go to work. There's no hand holding or no cuddling while we watch TV. When we go to bed, he lays his way, I lay mine. There's no hug, no kiss, no goodnight, nothing. Just recently, my dad passed away and my whole world was shattered, and I thought that was going to be the time that my husband was really going to come through and show his love for me. The day after my dad passed away, my husband came into the house and told me that I had my day to grieve and now I need to get back to our regular life. He doesn't do anything to console me. He never does anything for me, and I have to initiate intimacy every single time. What would you do in this situation?
Is it a psychopath or what's the word I'm looking for, guys? Sociopath. She's not getting much from him, is she? The dad thing was more than cold.
Yeah.
Holy moly. This seems a bit scary to me. They obviously have never healed from the first betrayal that happened and maybe have just grown apart. Okay. I think if anything is to be done, if she wants to try and save anything, obviously therapy, because there's big issues going on here. I can't imagine the husband ever saying the day after your dad dies, okay, your day is done. Get back in there, tiger. Like, that's not how life works, and that's totally unfeeling and very cold for anybody who's experienced any emotions. That's why I said, yeah.
I mean, look, I look at this guy and no, there's no, I'm paying attention to what's not in this, which is how good of a dad he is and whether or not that piece works and whether their family works. Because if that's left out, or if that's something that's also not functioning, dude, this guy ain't worth it, right? And go, do the scary thing, pull the trigger, go out on your own with your kids, and I guess as I'm thinking through this in real time, it is a red flag for me that she only talked about herself in this and not her 3 kids.
Yeah, that's true.
Because that is inherently selfish, bottom line, right? Because a big aspect of this is he engaged with your children? Because I think that indicates, does he have emotion or does he really have none?
Yes.
And maybe it's a you thing, you and him thing, versus a him thing, which is what this particular question makes it sound like.
Yeah, maybe there's a lot of deep-seated resentment from him not wanting to have a child or wanting to be married, or that's why I just don't think that getting pregnant is a good reason for 2 people to just
get
married, because a lot of times I think it causes more dysfunction down the road than it's worth. Then you could have just been good parents separately.
Yep, totally.
Yeah, I mean, my biggest thing is just the way that this relationship and marriage started. You know, it's we put way too much behind these traditional values, and this is where we end up when we make it a thing that, oh, you have a kid together, now you must get married. Well, two people don't work, two people don't work. They might just be better co-parents than they are husband and wife, and that's totally fine. But yeah, I think you're doing yourself a disservice. You're also teaching your kids that like this is what a marriage looks like when it's not what a marriage is supposed to look like. And so I don't know exactly what you do in this situation, but I think you both need to sit down and have a serious conversation. Is this where you want to be? Is this where you want to be 50 years from now? Because
I think he's checked out, right? So how
I
does
think
that
so,
conversation
too.
go? That
Yeah.
conversation, he wants her off his back.
If
So
he
he's-
was ever checked in.
right, and so he's just gonna say yeah, and then nothing ever changes.
right.
And so like taking him to therapy sounds very challenging, right? Like unless you
But I don't know if there's any other way for her to get any real deep stuff out of him one-on-one, because it sounds like their relationship is broken.
yes.
That's why I think maybe a third party, if I don't think he'll agree to therapy.
Yeah.
I think he's probably, if she brings it up with him, they'll probably, I think he's checked out, obviously, to a very high degree.
Yeah.
Maybe that's just something she needs to come to terms with.
Maybe. Yep. Maybe they just need to talk about it and really see. She doesn't know where he stands, really. It's just all unsaid.
Yeah.
Sad.
All right. Well, that's all we got for you guys. We'll see you next week.